Hey family, it's me, Tiara. Um, you know, I have very few videos, but the videos that I make them because it's obvious that something is bothering me, right? Something has disturbed my spirit and I've rested on it. I wasn't going to do a video because I didn't want the backlash. I know it's hard for the community that I really adore to accept a woman's voice when there's this disruption in the community. Well, you know what? I've decided that I'm going to say something because I think it's been almost not 24 hours, but yeah, it's been long enough that I've sat back and I've thought about it. I didn't really say anything when Brother Polite's issue first started manifesting itself, right? When, we would see a video here and there, and in regards to the scamming that was going on, alleged scamming. So I didn't say anything. But now, let me just backtrack because I adore red pill, blue pill. I really do. I'm sorry. I think that they are they're special in a way that they've gone through a lot. They are extremely smart. They process and regurgitate information so that the youngest in our community can comprehend and understand the issues that are plaguing our community. Well, a couple of days ago, I was watching them. I was watching them on Brother Rich's platform, and I adore Brother Rich, even though I've never met these people. Um, I like them in their own rights. I feel like they've carved out something. I do believe they care about what's going on, and I understand some of the issues that the community has taken with them in regards to being slow to speak. I'm waiting for Brother Rich to speak on an incident, and I'm hoping that he does. I believe better late than never. So, but my main issue right now today is after the pillars addressed Brother Polite, there's this backlash that happened. But what was interesting is I saw individuals who were at each other's throats come together in this unified front. And it's like these something that I thought was large and it was a brotherhood has actually broken out into these silos, right? And it truly is, in my eyes, good and bad, good and evil, whatever way you want to term it. But to watch last night, Brother Polite and Ankh, Sonetta, Inky, and Mike all come together on and Brother Reggie, like to watch them come together in this unified front. When I've been watching now, probably I want to say maybe almost 5 years I've been watching the community, and there has been a lot of good information. I've gone to one lecture, and it was the Armageddon lecture, which was very interesting because I really did. I liked the picture. I'm in the picture with Sonetta asked everybody to take this huge picture with Mama Pill is in the middle. It's like it anyway. So I'm telling you that and giving you the backstory because it's not like I have been a part of this community for a long time, but I've watched it. for 5 years. And so I've seen some growth, but I've also seen like this dismantling. Like I've seen people grow apart. And so this past weekend when Red Pill and Blue Pill addressed Brother Polite, there was this backlash that happened. And the attack that happened on them was real disturbing. I just don't understand how Polite and I don't understand it. I do understand it. Let me not say that. I understand it, but I just thought the foolishness. I thought that you all revealed truly who you are, and I understand that our pain has divided us, right? So when I think back and I look at and I hear the stories that people tell, meaning people being Brother Polite's story, if it's real, I don't know, but there is this level he portrayed himself to be from, like no real maternal parenting really happened, or it was dysfunctional. So I understand his level of pain, but then I also look at his situation with his wife and his wives. And while I have mixed feelings about polygamy, I'm really disturbed by a lot of things with him. So I understand that he's functioning from a place of pain. The same thing with Sonetta. Sonetta, I'm really, when I saw that he promoted himself as someone who works closely with Dr. Khalid Muhammad, I was excited just to see the character and how he would really, really carry this platform. And I'm disappointed. And I would say that the ancestor, I don't know, I'm not going to claim to know or whatever, but based on what or how Khalid Muhammad presented himself and the things that he has done for the community, I'm not sure he would be okay with your role in this. I look at you all last night, and not only did you disrespect the red pill and blue pill, and you tried to clean it up with all of this, I love you, you're my brothers, come on home. I thought it was really revealing and interesting in how Polite even approached the conversation, that whole Nino Brown skit and all. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I just thought that you guys showed a side of yourselves that really confirmed a lot of what's going on. Sonetta, how could you treat the sister sci-fi like that? Like your level of respect for the female, and especially when you're upset, you can be very mean-spirited. Like you. It's just interesting because I was at your what was it, the Africa Bambaataa news press conference. I came up from Baltimore and stayed there the majority of it, and filmed some of it. And it was interesting. It was interesting because even though all of that happened, nothing happened. You get what I'm saying? All of that happened and nothing happened. When I think about Brother Reggie, I know a sister who is very familiar with you. And you come from a group with this woman who actually started the Sisters, what is it called? The Sisters of Africa, the Brothers of Africa at City College. So you come from an elite group of young people who are now middle age. And I just expect more from you. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm just really disappointed. I'm disappointed in how you all treated young Pharaoh. It's interesting to watch. I know that sisters can be very hard on each other, but I thought there was this unspoken rule in the black male community where you all supported each other and you where I would think that you would embrace a young man and bring him into the fold and try to and support him in his efforts, right? And I thought that, Sonetta, you had platforms where, young people were allowed to come in, and, it's nothing wrong with debating each other, but this is like, it just feels so evil now. It feels so evil. It feels um just it's so, I mean, the hypocrisy, the hypocritical, it just seems like you guys have it's another form of raping our community and abusing our community. You got to know that you have people who are watching you, who are running from traditional, like, I don't watch the news, I don't watch television. I get up in the morning and I go to YouTube, and to be honest, at one point I was going to Sonetta's channels, and then to Brother Rich, and I might have shared with maybe Red Pill, and not maybe, but I did share with Red Pill in a conversation, that phone conversation, that your platform was just a little too it was just too combative, and so I found myself on Underground Railroad in the mornings, and I still do. And so, but what is disappointing for a person like me is that I do have access to quite a few people who could pour into your platforms. And I'll never forget, I posted on my Facebook, I was going in for you all hard. And that's when all of the foolishness started occurring. When you did what you did to young Pharaoh in December, like, this has happened in December, and now we're still, like, the backlash of not dealing with this situation early on is what is causing the breakdown in your group. And I guess, the reality that I guess it wasn't really produced or created from a place of good intention, or it's not really for the people, right? Because when the people don't agree with you, based on your chat and me hearing, some of your live streams in the past, you've really, like, cursed the women out, cursed the brothers out. You don't have a problem with going, like, really far left on someone. And I guess, I don't know, I just feel like a conversation needs to be had. It's unfortunate that we're living in a time where we do everything via the internet. We don't get in each other's presence anymore. And we should be able to come together, and not come together based on the way you all talked about it the other night. Oh, there's going to be a family a reunion, a House of Consciousness reunion. I was really taken back that that's what came of it. But then the more I started hearing from different individuals that this is usually what happens. Like, last night I'm watching and I'm thinking, like, it's an authentic, oh wow, everyone's popping in, when it was actually staged or created. So this is what I hear, how you all function. And so you're not even really authentic, and the people are able to see it and understand what you're doing. It's terrible, because there are so many, you have black women out here who are looking for good black men. You have young and up and coming scholars who are looking to hear the black perspective. Or you have someone like myself who was brought up in the church and found my way out of it, began to seek internally and understand who I was and who was this God that they want me to look outside of myself for. And as I kept looking for him and asking him to show me him, it brought me back to me. And so when you find yourself, when you've made that journey and you understand and you come back here, you understand that all of this other stuff that's supposed to be resources. When you're looking for your resources and you're looking for like minds, and you come across situations like this, it's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. I say to myself, I want to be the wise elder when my daughters start to have children. I want to be able to sit at the table, or for them to come and sit at my knee, and me to be able to speak life into their situations and not tear them down, and have an understanding heart. I want to be able to open up to them and be able to give wise instruction. And that's what you should be. That's what your platform, that's what all of you all are supposed to be doing at this point in stage in your life. You said you'll be 54. I don't know how old Unc will be, but for you to be Sonetta's age, I'm sure. And you're handling our children. Pharaoh can be your child. The pillars are your younger brothers. And you're treating them like the worst. I don't want to hear you all talk about, oh, you know what, you could say what you want to say, but you really should not say what you've been saying, as far as, the white man this and the white man that, because you've treated your own worse. What you all did to Pharaoh, you called the police? Oh my God, you called the cops. You went to Pharaoh's probation officer, Polite? Is that not lynching? I'm so sorry that for the people like myself who we open ourselves up and we believe in you all. And not that I looked at you all as leaders, I looked at you all as black men who had found a way to live without having to be a part of corporate America, and being able to create a means to an end to support your families and to have some of the shiny things in life to put a smile on your face. But now, I'm shocked. I'm shocked because in almost 24 hours after hearing this, and then seeing the young lady Ash, like all this stuff that's coming, like really? Come on, you all you gotta do better. You gotta do better. So much is riding on you doing better. I'm upset with the fact that you all not only, like, you tore each other down. There are people there, like my homegirls. I took you all, like my homegirls that we know everything about each other. We had a falling out. We didn't speak to one of my friends, didn't speak to for years. And all of the stuff that we know about each other, never heard it again. Even though we've reunited and I love my sister like the years had never passed. My point is that how do you get on these platforms and you tell things that are like, you assassinate each other's characters. You assassinate each other. And then you think that an apology or I'm sorry, come on back home, like that suffices for what you've put on the World Wide Web? And then you don't even think that not only do you mess with someone else's character, but you all are messing with the money flow. Like you all are hindering each other from being able to move forward. I was trying to get someone who manages several schools here in Baltimore to bring in some of you brothers to do some work with, their students. And yeah, pay you all to do it because, why not? They pay everybody else to come in and talk to them and really create a relationship where these young people can reach out and have real access to you all. And it's so funny. I argued and I argued. And he said, I can't do that because I don't even know. How did he say? He said something like, I can't do that because although it looks good on these videos and I really don't know them, and I'm not willing to sacrifice my reputation and introduce my students to somebody or to someone who I don't know what they're capable of. And not even, and then in December, all of that hit the internet. And it's funny because I used to be open on Polite. I would wake up, I'm calling Polite, I'm sending them to my homegirls back home in Boston. I'm sending them to the clips to my homegirl in New York and Pennsylvania. And one of my friends was like, yo, I don't know, it's something about his energy. I can't get with him. And I said, I understand, because everybody can't take that aggressive in your face kind of, talk. And I guess because the warrior and the alpha female in me could embrace what Polite, his attack really on the system. Only for them to come back to me and say, see what I mean? See what I mean? I've been watching you brothers, like I said, for I know 5 years at least. But I'm so hurt and I'm so disappointed. Someone in one of the chat rooms said we're disappointed because we look at them as leaders, and so they disappoint. And like I said before, I don't look at you all as leaders, but I do have an expectation. I have an expectation, and I wish it was different. I really do. And I wish I could erase. I wish I could go back and we could start over from, October. I wish, Sonetta would have been fair with the Seti and Pharaoh situation. I really do. But I guess if I had to give a solution or a suggestion, and I like to do those, I don't like to just come on and tell you something and then leave it at that. So what I will say is that I think that you all should take a step back. I think you need to do similar to what Blue Pill did. And this is what I found interesting, because as I thought back on all of you all, and I realized that Blue Pill a couple of months back, some time back, he started, going on his retreats to the mountain, and he started doing this it was always something about Blue Pill. Quiet, but yet doing some eternal work and getting his God body right, mentally and physically. And there's something for you all in that, being able to basically isolate yourselves in order to meditate and get it together, get it right. You all have children that are coming up. You got to understand, and I know you all do. You understand karma, and for all of the pseudo comments that you make and you throw on people, you too understand karma, right? You understand karma. Because your attack on Pharaoh, from the time he came on the scene, you was at his throat. And it wasn't, and there's nothing wrong with challenging, but the way you came at Pharaoh was like Pharaoh had did something to you. Like he reminded you of something. I don't know what it was, but you came at him, and if you got to look back in some of the clips and understand where I'm coming from, you was attacking that young man like he had done the worst to you. And then to watch, Sonetta, when you allow them to sit back and talk about Red Pill like that, I'm going to need you to go back and watch the clip where it was during the December 18th situation. See how I remember the date? Because I was supposed to be there. And Red Pill came out to say something when you made the comment that no one except for, I forget who, had been by your side or called you up or something. And when the way you dismissed Red Pill, a lot of people saw that. And to be honest with you, I know I'm not the only one who felt like the only reason people really was watching the platform for a minute there was because of the pillars. And I'm a shout out Sankofa, but I'm a little disappointed. I was disappointed in Sankofa based on how he handled the December 18th situation when he sat on the couch with your nephew, and really it was ugly. It was ugly. It was ugly. And so because it was ugly. It was ugly. And you all talked about them in the worst way. In the worst way. I don't know what to, hindsight is 2020, but damn. And I have to question, I'm going to say this and I'm going to end this video, because when I think about the females in y'all's lives, if the male or female that you attach yourself to do not make you want to be a better you, then why are you with them? Are you with them because you're able to make them bow down, and you silence them? Yeah, you silence them. And you know why it's evident? Because when Sister Zaza Ali came on the scene, you guys, wow. We don't need to go back to that. But she's a prime example of how you all will take your women and you will do the worst to them. And they're not even, and she only came to heal. She came to be the feminine voice that just your platforms need. But, I'm not going to keep ranting about this and going on and on. I know I've talked about quite a few things, but again, I just want to thank Red Pill, Blue Pill, Brother Rich. I would beg of you to please take into consideration your integrity when moving forward, because there has definitely been a divide, right? And this is not about hating and not wanting people to unify, so don't try to flip it like that, because the reality is that when you're a giver, and I've watched the pillars give and provide on every platform that they came to. It's not that they were running to from platform to platform, but the people followed because they wanted to hear from the pillars. And Brother Rich's platform, the content is great. And I thought it was a great mix. That the pillars were on Brother Rich for I like them. I like that combination, I'll say. Like, I like the combination when Red Pill and Sankofa were vibing together. But anywho, I opened this up because I wanted to say thank you to Red Pill and Blue Pill. I wanted to address Brother Polite and the clique position. And let me say this, I'm disappointed in Brother Inky. And I know I've heard all of this stuff about the water, the fake this, the fake that, or whatever, but I'm far from dumb. So I do know that Inky science, is good. I do know that. Yep, I work with scientists every day. Yes, I do. And my daughter is a scientist. And, I have several scientists in my family. I'm not going to run all of that down. I myself I'm a creator. So I'm on the creative side of things. And I was really disappointed in Inky last night. and how you all, he just out of left field wanted to bring Brother Umar Johnson into this. Let me just say this about Umar. Umar has been working in the school system with our children, little black boys, and helping mothers with this whole ADHD situation that these white folks are pumping medicine into our kids, into our little black boys, big black boys. I'm talking about how he has helped hundreds of parents turn their children's lives around and save their situations in this public school system. And you all continue to try to come at his throat. But do you recognize that he's like gone on? I think he's in China. I'm not sure if he's back yet or whatever, but he's doing him. I wish you all would become so engaged in what you do, Sonetta. You are, I would say for you to continue, you need to be thinking about taking your events and your ability to bring people together and to create a situation where people, like in intellectual conversations, you should have been taking that to another level. If you want to do the news thing, just like when Q Butter came up and he's like showing, oh yeah, this is his house and this is what he turned it into. Get an apartment. All of you all could have got together and paid for a freaking New York apartment and had a real news station. You didn't need the car, because what you should do is connect with other people in these cities. And then you can have people who chime in every morning, just like they do on regular news. What's going on in Chicago? You got a person in Chicago in the morning at 6 o'clock that's on the scene and talking about what's going on. You got a person in Boston. You got a person in North Carolina, Georgia, Atlanta. You all are too busy trying to greed. It's greed. You're looking for the dollar. And the dollar will come when you are focused and building on what you're gifted to do. It will come. You don't have to take from the people in this way. You don't have to continue to, those false intentions, those good intentions, but you never follow through. I forget, that's some rap. I know it, but I can't call it off right now. But anyway, I wish you all would focus in on what it is and your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing in this community. Make it great, okay? Let's take Donald Trump. Why don't y'all make the conscious community great again? Can we make it great again? Or is it too late? Because I don't know if I were the pills, how I would feel about it. And this might be your time to, do your individually work it out and then find yourself, find your way back to each other. But I think a lot of people have been bruised. I think the slick talk and, comments that are being made. Not sure if Unc is referring to or being slick out his mouth about Mama Pill, but you need to watch yourself. You need to stop that. Stop that. That's what Griff would say. Stop that. Y'all know better. But we got to do better, people. We got to do better. Listen, black men, I love you all. This comes from a place of love. I'm not someone who is on these platforms often. I don't even do, I don't do this. I just pop up and I go in and I come, and I'm usually by myself. I just want to see what's going on and what we're talking about. But I'm asking you all to do better. And to treat each other the way you want to be treated. But I think that's some of the reason and why you're so careless with each other, is because you really you don't even know what you want. You don't even know who you are. And it's okay. But Blue Pill is showing you all the way to find it, the way back to self. Anyway, that's enough. Again, this is Tiara. Peace, family. I love you all. And until next time.